Yeah, Vishnu. Let's
Am I audible to you?
all clear.
Yeah, let me just go back. Yesterday, Pradeep, we were talking about operators. I believe I had discussed after this all these operators. What shall I say? Arithmetic, relational, assignment, and then logical, and then I think we discussed all this in the increment and decrement operators. And I believe we do had tested some programs in the yesterday's session. So let's continue. This is actually running in debug mode. We can remove this. So, and then what shall we do now? So we have to run it as a normal program. Okay. So this is the greatest one. So we should remove. I'm just fixing these things. Our project explorer. So this is our. We have many more under. Yeah. Now if you see here, these are all our programs, Pradeep. And then we are talking about. Let me just save this. So greatest. What is this missing here? Bracket is missing. So fine, that's fine. So what did we discuss in today's session is we have covered about apart from that we do have a quick start yesterday about what is this. Yesterday we had discussed about decision making statements. Decision making statements in sense yesterday we had discussed till this. What shall I say? We have discussed about type conversion in yesterday's session. And also we started control statements, and in that we are talking about decision making statements. In that we have discussed about if and if else and else if ladder. Okay. Yeah, I think we didn't discuss about else if ladder, but we had discussed about if in the yesterday's session. So in decision making statements, we have if and if else and then else if ladder. So now let's talk about if here. So this thing is already discussed in the yesterday's session about if, what is if, and different types of if, what is simple if, what is multiple if, and what is nested if. And also, I believe we had done some examples on this. You see here, there are, you can see, let me just show you. Yeah, this itself covers. If you see, in the yesterday, in this program, we had discussed all these things. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Leave about, don't ignore about this colors here. So we had covered till this. Okay. So what we do now, we'll switch to the if else because we already had a detailed discussion about if and different forms of if in the yesterday's session. So what I would like to do today is I would like to switch to the next topic, if else. So what is this if else here? Same like if. I don't think we have big difference between if and if else. The only thing is if and if else are almost same because condition is always checked by if only. So what is that? Condition is validated by if. Then what is else then? So here, this is an extension to if statement. Else is not a replacement. It's a complementary, or we can say, what is that? It is an extension to if statement. What if does is it checks whether a condition is true or false. If condition is true, if block gets executed, otherwise nothing happens. But if you use if else, if condition is true, if block gets executed, else otherwise else block gets executed. So in that way, when a condition has two possible scenarios, when it is true and when it is false, you can apply both scenarios using if else. You can cover both scenarios using if else. So that is the advantage we have with if else. Okay, so this is a simple idea, Pradeep. So it is used to check a condition, and if condition is true, if block is executed, otherwise else block is executed. And most of us are familiar with these basics anyhow. But still, I would like to go little detailed so that if anybody is new, this video also helps them to understand this very clearly. So this is the syntax of if else in Java or in C, CPP or C++, C sharp. This syntax is same for most of these traditional languages, except Python. There is a slight change for Python. We don't have a block like this, opening and closing bracer, but we have an indentation. But that is a different thing. We'll talk there. Okay. So this is a quick idea. So now let us see a few examples for if else here. And then we'll check about multiple if else means more than one if else. Okay, first I would like to talk about a simple example of if else. So if you see here, what is this if else thing here is now let me just show you. Let me show you. We'll come back to the beginning of today's morning session because so this is a simple example of if else. What did we discuss today morning? Greatest of two numbers. What did we do? We declared two variables A and B. Now what we are doing? We are doing a condition check. We have to validate greatest of these two. What we do? If we are validating both conditions by using this if else, both possible conditions. What is that? If A is big greater than B, then A is big. That we are defining with if block. Suppose if B is greater than A, how do you define this condition? Here it is not needed because if else will automatically will take care of that. If B is greater than A, automatically this condition here is false. It will jump to else part and this gets executed, and then we B it shows B is big, B is big. So here let me just show you. Let me print B as well. In this case, whether A is big or B is big. So A is big, right? Then 10 greater than 5. Is it true or false? So this is true. Then we get A is big. So run this. So you have A is big here. Suppose the opposite. What is the opposite? Suppose now you change the value of B. Now which is bigger here? B or A?
B is big.
So when B greater than A, so when B is big, is this condition true or false?
This is false.
Then it jumps to else block. Okay.
Okay.
That's what happens. Now if you run this, now this gets false and it jumps to else block. So run this now. You can see you got B is big here. So this is a clear idea about how if else gets executed. If condition is true here with if, then if block gets executed, otherwise else blocks gets executed. That is the execution flow, right? So that's about if else. Second scenario is multiple if else. So this is nothing but more than one if else is nothing but multiple if else. Okay, having more than one if else. So here, the advantage with multiple if else is you can validate multiple conditions in a single program. You can validate greatest of two numbers with one if else, and you can validate even or odd with another if else, and you can validate so leap or non-leap with another if else. In this way, the advantage with multiple if else is you can validate multiple conditions in one program. So it gives us an opportunity to check multiple conditions. So that is the advantage with multiple if else. So we'll do a small program. Let's check a quick program on this. So now we already have a clear idea how to use this if else. So one if else, this is used to validate one condition. Suppose I want to check whether a number is even or not odd. So in that case, if you see here, okay, what is that?
Even or odd.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get back our morning programs. I think we lost the. No problem. We can just copy and paste it. Pradeep,
Okay.
copy, paste. So here you just take one number here. Suppose you choose A to test even. You don't need two numbers. We have to test same number for even or odd. So in that case, just choose A or B as your validation variable. Okay, which one to validate? You choose that. Do you want to validate A or do you want to validate B? It depends. It's your choice. I choose A. Okay, here, how do you do validation? A percentile 2 equal to 0. Then you have to say A is even. So that's how we should check for even. And else B A is we have to say A, not B. A is odd. And then you have to print A itself, don't print B. So this is how in the same program, what am I doing? I am able to check or validate greatest of two numbers. This is scenario one. And also I am able to check even or odd. So this is second scenario. In this way, you can validate for more conditions with all possible scenarios. Here, because it's just a comparison of two numbers, so we can cover both scenarios. Got it right? So this is a simple idea. Just a minute, Pradeep. Yeah, sorry, Pradeep. I have something else in the middle. So
It's
here you can see right. You can validate both possible scenarios with what? With multiple if else. Right. That too, you can cover possible validations when you are doing this for greatest of two numbers or even or odd. So you can check for possible validations. Okay. Whether it is A is bigger than B or B is bigger than A. These things you can validate here. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah. Sorry, Deepu. So this is a quick idea about this one. Let's just got clarity on this about multiple events.
yeah, it's clear.
Okay, let's move to the next topic. Once we do multiple events, the next one is else if ladder. Else if ladder means it's almost uh, a much more simplified form of multiple if else. Here, what happens is we can check multiple conditions one after the another in more optimized approach, more simplified approach. If it is multiple, if we have to check each and every condition, if it is true or false, and based on that, the execution happens. And there is a bit of more execution time needed for multiple if else. But if the same thing, if you try with this, okay, something related conditions, the advantage is so with this multiple if else, this is more simplified, more optimized, and you reduces lot of execution time compared to applying if multiple if right, multiple if, even multiple if sometimes you try to validate scenarios with multiple if instead of multiple if or multiple if else. If you prefer else else if ladder. Yeah, sorry. There was little disturbance, Pradeep. So now I think we are out
It's
of
fine.
them.
It's fine.
Yeah. So you got it right. So the question is simple, right? Which is the best construct when you are validating multiple conditions? Is it multiple if or multiple if else or else if ladder?
Ladder or if multiple if
No, else if ladder. This is most optimized and simplified. So actually it reduces number of condition checks compared to multiple if else and multiple if also. You got it right? So what is the execution flow of else if ladder here? It checks the condition one by one. It checks condition one. If it is true, then it skips the rest of the block. Else it goes to the condition two. If it is true, then execute this and skip the rest of the block. Else go to the condition three. Execute this and skips the rest of the execute this conditions three is true. Execute this block and skip the rest of the block. If all conditions are false, then it goes to the else block. This is else if ladder. So here, let us talk about the possibilities. Let us compare with this. What can I tell you is, let me compare. Let me just talk about this. Your else if ladder with multiple if or multiple if else, you get so much of this thing here. I think I'm looking for little this thing. You get this. Yeah, this controls. I need an annotation. Start annotation. Just a minute. I'm giving little deeper analysis. So which is best and
It's fine.
why? When should you choose multiple if? When should you choose else if ladder? Okay. Let us see
It's
that,
fine for me. Fine for me.
Pradeep.
It's fine for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So here you look at this case here. So this is multiple if, right? Let us see. I told you, right? If it is multiple if, let us take the example of multiple if. What happens with multiple if? You have if condition, right? If just don't try to understand, don't worry about this if condition one, and then there will be a block under that. Again, if condition two, and there will be a block under that. If condition three, and there will be a block under that. What is the difference? Which is best? If you ask me, which is more optimized, simplified? Suppose you are finding greatest of four numbers. What is that? You are finding greatest of four. Now, how do you create? How many if blocks are required? You need four if blocks. You should compare A with B. Suppose you take four variables, A, B, C, D. This is a very beautiful scenario. I think this will be very useful for you. A, B, C, D. Okay. A greater than B. You have to compare A greater than B, A greater than C, A greater than D. Okay. You have to compare all this. Again, in the second if block, you have to compare same thing, B greater than A, and then B greater than C, and B greater than D. Again, in the third block, you have to compare C greater than A, C greater than B, C greater than D. Again, in the fourth block, you need one more block. Of course, if you can add that here as well as the last block. Okay. So what happens here? You have to compare again D with A, D with B, D with C. Okay. So now, how many blocks are there? Four blocks. Suppose, assume that among these four numbers, A, B, C, D, the value of A is bigger. It is 100. B is some 50. C is some 30. Okay. D is some 20. Assume that. I know you can even though it is not too clear, it's understandable, right, Pradeep? Are you able to follow this?
Yeah, that's right. Can you share your screen once? Okay.
I'm sharing it, right?
Yeah,
Are you able to see my
yeah,
screen?
yeah, yeah, fine.
So, can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
It's already in sharing mode only, Deepu, Pradeep.
Can you type something?
Yeah, I wrote here on my notepad. Are you not able to see that?
Yeah, yeah, it's sharing, right? It's visible, right?
Yeah, is it visible for you or not?
Yeah, it's visible, but yeah, it's okay, fine. Okay.
So I told you I am just doing comparison between else if ladder and multiple if, which is best scenario.
Just continue. That's fine.
So here you take four numbers. In this case, yeah, the value of A is bigger. Then what happens here when you compare A with the other variables? Then the first in the first condition itself, it gets true. Then you don't need to validate the remaining three blocks. But still in multiple if, it validates a first block that is true and that gets executed. And these three blocks are not needed. Honestly, you don't need to validate remaining three. But as per multiple if, we'll check each and every condition whether it is true or false. So what happens here? It checks again the second one. Again it checks the third one. Again it checks the fourth one. In this way, what happens? Even though the first condition is first block is true, it validates second block, third block, fourth block, which is not needed. This is unnecessary. Because we already know that A is bigger, then we don't need to validate B or C or D here. But still in multiple if, it will validate all the conditions. Of course, executes only whichever the condition is true. But still, we are unnecessarily comparing three more conditions, which is not needed. Suppose if the same program, if you rewrite with else if ladder, then what happens in else if ladder? Just a minute, Pradeep. Yeah, can you hear me, Pradeep?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's audible.
Yeah, what happens in else if ladder is if you rewrite the same program with else if ladder, in the first case itself, the condition is true. Then this else if then the other conditions are not validated. They are skipped from execution. Because if condition one is true, then it won't execute other conditions. Then you are avoiding comparison of unnecessary comparison of three conditions. So means which is best here? Which is best? Multiple if or else if ladder?
Else if
Obviously
ladders.
else if ladder. Because here if condition one is false, then only it goes to condition two. And after that again it skips the execution of other part of else if block. Here every time all conditions are not validated. If the above you know uh, top level condition is true or if the above condition is true, then all the bottom conditions are skipped from execution, which is a best choice when you have a connected conditions and you are validating them. Is this clear for you? Now, let me show this scenario because this is something which I really feel useful and this is very important to know as well. Okay, so what I do is uh, Okay. Can you see this now? Can you see the eclipse now?
Yes, it's visible.
Might be because I am sharing with this. You might have missed, but no problem. It's there in recording, Pradeep. No problem. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Now, now let us talk about else if ladder, how it works, and also we will programmatically see the difference between else if ladder and multiple if and which is best fit. That gives you a lot of you know deeper a lot of information for you. So here take three numbers. What is that? You can take one more variable in C equal to some 30, anything of your choice. Okay, now if you are using else if ladder, what do you do? Compare A with B and A with C, right? And similarly, else if apply, compare B with C. You don't need to again compare B with A. Already we are comparing A with B here. Then automatically B is compared with A. So no need to add one more extra condition here. But still, if you want to add it, there is nothing wrong in that, but that is not recommended. This is most optimized way. So, and similarly, you remove this. This is not needed. Just take else block and simply say system.out.println C is big. Okay, plus print C. So this is else if ladder. If you take four digits, if you want to compare greatest of four numbers, then you need one more else if block. Okay, but now this is enough. So what's happening here? Suppose assume that A is bigger. Then which block gets executed first? It checks which one? First one.
First block is executed.
Is this true or false?
Is it true?
Then it executes this if block and skips the execution of rest of the construct, rest of the if block.
Yes.
Okay. So here you are avoiding unnecessary comparisons of this here with else also checking on this last one also. So it just executes this and skips the execution of if block. This complete if if else if block construct. Is that clear?
It's clear. It's clear.
Suppose now you take another scenario. Suppose B is 500. Now is first condition true or false?
First condition is false.
Then it goes to second block.
Yeah,
Is this true or false?
it's true.
Then in this time, as this is false here, it comes to the else if again second condition. If this is true, then it will stop the execution here from here itself and skips from there. Okay, it doesn't validate again else block. So in this way, you can put a break uh, break to execution wherever condition gets satisfied, and you don't need to go through the bottom of the construct checking each and every condition. It is not needed. Is that clear, Pradeep? So in this
It's
way,
clear.
the
Yeah.
advantage is you have a lot of you are going to optimize your I mean this execution. You are reducing so much of execution time when you are using this kind of most more simplified and optimized constructs. Is
Yeah,
this clear now?
it's avoid unnecessary conditions, right?
Unnecessary validation of conditions.
Validations, right?
Obviously, that reduces execution time. When
Yeah.
any program reduces execution time, it is the most effective program you are creating. The algorithm is the most efficient one. Is that clear?
Okay. Clear.
So suppose if you do the same with multiple if, see here, you took one more if and remove this, apply if. I know it might be taking time, but try to get more understanding. Okay. Here you have to compare B with A and B with C. Here number of condition checks increases, also validations increases. So here you have to compare C with A and C with B. Now this is multiple if. Here, of course, what we did earlier is are almost similar as this only. So else if ladder is almost similar to multiple if, but the difference is here, which is suppose let's take the scenario one. So here, what is A? Which is bigger here? A or B or C?
A is bigger.
Then now you see if A is greater than B, which condition is true now?
The first one is true.
If first one is true, it executes that first block, but it won't stop there. It will validate this one. Of course, it is false. Then it skips this execution of this block. Again, it won't stop there. Again, it comes to the third condition. It will validate this. If it is false, then it skips this. But here, what's happening? It is validating each and every condition, but executing whichever is true. But if it is a else if ladder, what happens? If first condition itself is true, does that checks for second condition, that else if ladder?
No, no. Only valid
No.
conditions only printed.
Wherever it is true, then it executes that block and skips from there.
Yeah.
In that way, it is avoiding unnecessary comparisons, unnecessary validations. In that way, it reduces execution time. Is that clear now?
Yeah, it's clear.
So this is the difference between this else if ladder and multiple if or multiple. Even multiple if else is similar to multiple if or.
Okay.
So which is best fit?
If it's ladder is must be for
Else if ladder is more optimized, but everything is important. When to choose multiple if, when to choose else if ladder. Can you do any idea? Suppose you are validating group of radio buttons. What?
radio buttons. For
Radio
radio
buttons.
button.
You know, right? For a radio button, you can only select one radio button, not multiple radio buttons.
Okay.
In that case, you behind that code, behind that screen, there will be else if ladder applied. Okay,
Okay.
same thing you can do with multiple if, but else if ladder is best fit. You got this?
Yeah. Okay. I got
Because
that.
you can select only one radio button. So in that case, else if ladder is best fit for you. Is that clear to you?
Yeah. Okay.
Second scenario, you have checkboxes, group of checkboxes in a website. Okay. So then if you tick multiple checkboxes, no matter what, you have to check each and every checkbox. Yes, sir.
Multiple checkpoints in the button.
Yeah. Every checkbox has to be validated, right? If it is a
Yeah.
radio button, once if one radio button is true, then you don't need to check for other radio buttons. You can skip them. Why? Because you can only choose one radio button among group of radio buttons. But checkboxes are not like that. You have to validate each and every checkbox, right? Because when you want multiple options, you use checkboxes. When you want to choose only one option, you use a radio button, like male, female, others. But checkbox is like, suppose you are ordering food items, you can choose multiple food items from checkboxes. So in case of checkboxes, more than else if ladder, it's always recommended to use multiple if or multiple if else. Is that clear?
Yeah. It's clear.
But in case of radio buttons, else if ladder is the best constructor to do that validation. Is that clear, Pradeep?
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear now.
Every construct is important, but when to apply, when not to apply. Right, this is important. You should get a clear idea about it. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So this is all about what is that? All these things, Pradeep, about what shall I say? Uh, about decision making statements, if multi and forms of if, multiple if and types of multiple if, and then else if ladder. Maybe the same else if ladder you can convert it to nested if else also, or vice versa. Nested if else we can convert to else if ladder. Almost both are similar, but with small changes. So this is else if ladder. Now, if you see here, okay, let's change this to nested if else. What is nested if else? If else within another if else. You see here. Now we are done. This is what shall I say? Nested if else. So if you just push one step down, one step your else if ladder down, it becomes nested if else. So you can see now. So push this inside and push all this inside to the else part. What is this now? Nested if else. and if else within another if else is nested if else. Okay. So what is the execution flow? Almost it has similar execution flow like a else if ladder. If condition one is true, then it's what happens? It skips the execution of else block. Rest of the block is skipped from execution. If this first condition is false, then only it goes to the second. And if this is false, then it goes to the third. So it's almost similar to else if ladder. The difference is what is the difference? The simple difference is you can add more, you have more flexibility with else if nested if else. You can add some statements here. Again, under else, you can add some statements here, something like before going to check this condition, second condition, still you can be prior to that, you can have some statements. But if you use else if ladder, you see here, you don't have this possibility. You have to straight away, if you have to add something, it has to be under this if block. If you see here, are you following me, Pradeep, or am I confusing you?
No, 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 it's clear. It's everything is clear. It's clearly understand.
So you see now,
Yes.
you have possible, you don't have a possibility of adding that pre-statements, pre-declaration statements like in nested if else. If you see this, if I want to add anything, it has to be either in this if block, this inner if block, second if block, or else block. But you don't have this kind of choice. You can see now. Again, I'm showing you again. If it is nested if else, see this. Let me just show you. So here still you have flexibility. You have possibility, right, to add some additional statements before this condition gets validated. You got this difference now. Again, if you ask me what is difference between else if ladder and nested if else means else if ladder is more straightforward. If condition one is false, go to condition two. If condition two is false, go to condition three, something like that. If everything is false, go to else. But if it is nested if else, if condition one is false, go to else block. Again, in that else, you might do some declarations. Then it will go for again validating condition two. So here you have room for adding some additional statements in nested if else compared to else if ladder. Before condition two gets validated, you still have some opportunity, some possibility or flexibility to add some additional statements, Pradeep. So this is the big difference between else if ladder and nested if else. I hope this is all clear for you. Or did I confuse you by providing more information today?
Nothing. It's very clear for me.
Okay, good, good. So this is all about. I think this is a very much more detailed session because we understood about all constructs. Not only that, we did the validation differences. We see the differences when we choose to choose else if ladder and when to choose multiple if. So what is the difference between if else if ladder and multiple if? And we have seen all that scenarios with practical programs, right? And apart from that, what else should we do? We are done with the conditional decision making statements, Pradeep. But here, as I discussed some time back, you need to understand about concatenation operator if you want to get a clear picture about print statement in Java. So how this print works, why we are adding plus, how this plus can be updated between this string and these variables. So that's if you want to understand that properly, then you should have a clear picture about concatenation operator or concatenation plus. What is this What is this plus here? First of all, plus is an operator which can be used in two ways in Java. One, it can be used in arithmetic. It can be used as arithmetic operator. Two, it can be used as concatenation operator. When arithmetic plus is called, it depends on the operands. Suppose in between two operands, okay, two numeric operands, always arithmetic plus is called. We will see this with example. Suppose this, remember this. If an operation is happening, and in that operation, suppose you see here, this is an operation. You are doing addition, and this A, B, and S are operands. In this particular operation, A is left operand and B is right operand and plus is an operator. Okay. Similarly here, B is left operand, S is right operand and plus is operator. So when you have two operands, so between these two, which plus is called is the question. And between these two, which plus is called is the question. So if both are numeric operands, suppose if these two are numeric operands, left and right operands are numeric, then arithmetic plus is called. Suppose if it is a different way, what is that? You see here, these are possible scenarios. Suppose one operand is string and one operand can be numeric or string. Then which plus is called? Arithmetic plus is not called. Concatenation plus is called. Here arithmetic plus is not called. Which is called? Concatenation plus. Arithmetic plus does addition, but concatenation plus doesn't do addition, but it simply combines those two operands. Combines those two operands, that's all. So the a clear idea about it is string plus anything is string, means concatenation plus is called. Anything plus string is string, again concatenation plus is called. String plus string is a string, again concatenation plus is called. When you say concatenation, it simply combines both operands, doesn't do anything, including spaces. If something is there between them, even that space also is combined. So now when you have two different plus operators, arithmetic and concatenation, when arithmetic is called if both operands are numeric. When concatenation plus is called if any one operand is a string or if both operands are strings. So suppose you take an example. Is this rule clear to you, Pradeep?
Yes.
So now I'll ask quick questions so that completes your concatenation discussion. System.out.println
Yeah.
a plus again in double quotes. I'm saying non tech, okay, plus b. So what is the output of this string, Pradeep?
I think gnome plus gnome tech
What
50.
is the answer output for this? What is a and what would be the output if I run this?
I thought that gnome tech 50.
So first it will try to add these two operands.
Yeah.
So here, what is the left operand? What type is this? Numeric or
Numeric. A is a numeric operand.
what is right operand?
String operand.
Anything plus string is the
String is number, right?
anything plus string is string.
String. Yeah.
So which plus is called here?
String operand, right?
Concatenation plus is called.
Concatenation. Yeah.
Arithmetic plus is not called. Why? Because if one operand is string, blindly it calls always a concatenation. Got it?
Yeah.
Then here what happens? It combines A with nomtech. So what is the output for this in this case? For this two, it becomes a is what here 10.
10.
It becomes a 10 nomtech. That should be the output. Now again, this 10 nomtech is again plus B. It is added to B. Now what it would be what it would be?
This 50 will display.
Okay, what is the output now? Or again it compares this whole result, these two operands result with the third one. It combines that. So 10 nomtech plus B is 10 nomtech 50. This is the output you get. So what is happening when you have a string in the middle? It combines A with B first, A with the string operand. Again, the result of these two is again combined with the B.
It's
Is that
finally
clear?
converted to B.
Yeah, in both cases, it is calling concatenation plus, not arithmetic plus. Why? Because anything, remember, anything plus string is what? String.
String.
Then in that case, if one operand is string, blindly your compiler calls which operator?
String.
String operator. I mean concatenation operator.
Concatenation. Yeah.
Concatenation blindly what it does? It simply combines two operands. Are you following this, Pradeep?
Yeah, it's clear.
Now run this, you get an idea. You see here 10 Nomtech 50, right? Is that
10
clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
So next, one more condition check. Let me ask this. Let me see how far you understood this concept of concatenation here. So now I am taking as a Nomtech at the end. Now, what is the output of this second print statement? So I'll give answers if you want. So possible scenarios are 10 and then 50 and then Nomtech is one answer. And second answer is uh, 10 plus 50. How much? 60.
I thought that 60 non-tech.
The second answer. Which one is this? Second one.
Answer. I thought that 60 non-tech.
Good, good. Why second one?
For, the string operator is there. First two is a numeric. A, B as numeric.
Yeah, your answer is absolutely correct. And the execution always happens from left to right. In that process, first it will do addition of these two.
Yeah,
So
A and B is added.
Yeah, both are which type of operands? A and B are are they? Yes, numeric. So you can simply say numeric. If both operands are numeric, then which plus is called? If it is plus in between them, then which plus is called?
Addition.
Arithmetic plus.
Arithmetic
Yes.
operator.
Yeah, addition, simply speaking. Yes. Then these two gets added. What is A and B? 10 and 50. 10 plus 50, how much? 60. Then now that 60 becomes internally, that result again is added with the Nomtech. That 60 plus Nomtech, what it become now? Which plus is called between these two?
It's concatenation.
So because one is a number, but the other is not number. It is a string. Anything plus string is what?
It's treated as string concatenation.
Anything plus is string means in between them concatenation plus is called. I hope this gives more clarity for you, Pradeep.
Yeah, it's clear. Clear.
Okay. So your answer here is, if I run this now, if you see 60 Nomtech you are seeing here in the second case. And in the third case, let me ask one more question. Can I ask you?
Yeah, okay, fine.
This is little, again, I am confusing you. So don't get confused and give me the right answer. Now,
practice to me.
Yeah. Nomtech A plus B. What's your answer?
Nomtech.
Is it Nomtech 60 or is it Nomtech 1050 or is it something else?
Nomtech 1050.
Why not Nomtech 60? Because here both operands are numeric, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Huh? Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
It won't be. Why? Because execution happens from left to right. Here it doesn't directly.
Yeah, yeah.
So then first it starts adding these two, not A plus B. If it adds these two,
Nomtech 10.
Nomtech plus A becomes how much? What?
Nomtech 10.
Nomtech 10. That becomes one result. That result is again added with B. Nomtech 10 plus B. What?
Nomtech 1050.
First it happens like this, Pradeep. So that Nomtech plus A becomes what? So it becomes Nomtech
10.
10. Now this is one operand. This becomes one operand. Now this whole becomes what? This one. Again that is added with again next scenario. This again Nomtech 10 plus B.
Plus 50.
B. So now what happens now? What is B? 50.
Nomtech 10, 50.
So now Nomtech 10 is one value that is added with B. Here which plus is called? Arithmetic or concatenation?
Concatenation.
Then it becomes what? Nomtech 60. So this is the output. Now let me run this. Nomtech, sorry, even yeah, Nomtech 1050.
1050.
Yes. Yeah, got it. Understood now? What did you get here? Nomtech
1050.
1050. Why Nomtech 1050? Because here concatenation plus is called between Nomtech 10 and B. then it should be NOMTech 1050, not NOMTech 60. So I just put, sorry, I just added a wrong answer, but it's not, the answer should be this. So even though A plus B both are arithmetic, no, numeric operands, still it won't add these two first. What happens? Execution happens from left to right.
Left to right.
First, it will add this one and this one. That becomes NOMTech 10 and that is added to B. Then concatenation plus is called again. NOMTech 10 plus 50, it becomes NOMTech 1050. This is the result. Is that clear?
It's clear, understand.
One more question. I know this is little difficult for you. Tough for you to think, right? Your brain is little getting exercised a lot, huh?
For me, exercise. For me, practice also.
Yeah, you see now. What is the answer for this now?
Then A plus B, I think 50 plus 10 plus 50, then 60.
Hmm.
60 plus norm tech.
Hmm. What's the
Plus
answer for this now?
plus
Hmm.
plus norm tech 80.
So what is the total answer here? What is the output you get for this printer?
60 plus norm tech 80.
60 NOMTech
80.
A plus B. Here,
Yeah.
A plus B, what do you get here? Is it 1050 or is it 60 again?
Yeah, A plus B 10 60. 60.
Not 1050 like here, like the
No,
previous one.
no, I thought that display 60
Why 60 here? Why not
because
like 1050 like here, like in the above print statement?
AB in the separate brackets is there.
Yes. So when you have a bracket, it follows BODMAS. Whichever is in bracket gets executed first, then again left to right. So that's why, let us see, the last one should be 60 NOMTech 60. Perfect. You got a perfect clarity now. So are you following this?
Yes, yes,
This
it's
is a
clear.
clear idea about what, Pradeep, about
Yeah, it's very clear. It's clear for me.
concatenation.
Yeah.
That's why, usually in print statements, I hope you are clear with this. So why we just add some string before your result is so now you got some idea.
Yes.
So you see this system dot out dot println, the result is something we say, and then we apply plus a. Now what happens?
The
This
result
string
is
gets concatenated to your result a.
yeah. The result is the output. The result is 10.
That's why along with this string, this a is combined to that string. Okay,
Yeah.
is this clear now?
Yeah, it's clear.
So this is a clear idea about all different types of decision making statements and then concatenation operator. Okay, and anything else? So that's about today, Pradeep. Okay, clear now?
Yeah, it's clear.
So shall we stop here then?
Yes, of course.
Any questions apart from this?
No, up to now it's clear now. Before attending this concatenate concepts, now it's clear for me. Before I
Okay.
had a doubt on this why I am using plus operator. Now it's